Good. Good. Okay, I'll go ahead and call to order the regular meeting for September 23rd, 2025. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our mission statement is Learning for Life. Vision statement is Southgate Community Schools, the best choice for students and parents. With that, I will entertain a motion on the agenda.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Okay, I have a motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support? Support. Support by Mr. Green. Any discussion on the agenda? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, we have an agenda. First item is a presentation from the superintendent.
Yes, I'd like to give the board an update on our Ford-Line property. As you're aware, we've been talking about a construction trades project for many years. And we have a sign out on the Ford-Line property that keeps getting its date changed, coming 2025, 2026. And I feel like we really need to be very formal in explaining kind of what's happening on that so that our community knows and our board knows where we're at. So in 2022, the board gave the district the green light to pursue a CTE construction trades instructional program allowing students to build a home and sell it to a community member. This would allow us to both provide instruction for kids and to also increase the city's footprint and the home footprint for the community. The proceeds would be returned to the program to fund additional houses. The district chose its Ford-Line property for the development. It was in a residential area and seemed ideal for the work. Between 2022 and 2024, the district worked closely with the city to develop a site development plan for 8 houses to be built over a 15-year period, which included a house design. In March of 2024, the board approved the Helen Street Sewer project to provide utility support for the houses. The district spent $119,000 in preparation for this project. In the fall of 2024, the board awarded a foundation bid to begin the first house. In the spring of 2025, when the district filed for a building permit, it was denied because of a Southgate zoning ordinance that required a first floor brick exterior for houses in any development of 4 or more houses. We were not aware of this requirement. In April 2025, the district submitted an appeal. Students would not be able to perform the necessary masonry work, so that means that the instructional limitation would significantly reduce the value of the experience. Additionally, the house building experience would produce one complete home every 2 years. So it really didn't have that same 4 or more impact of development. In the summer of 2025, the appeal was denied. At the end of August, the city and the district signed an agreement to extend timelines to allow the matter to be examined by both parties. And in September of 2025, the district received notice that the city did not intend to move on the matter. So I just want to update the board, and we do have another agenda item in the meeting this evening that we can go into this further.
Thank you very much. Next is citizens' comments. Any member of the public would like to address the board for up to 3 minutes. Do I have anybody who'd like to speak tonight? All right, seeing no one, we'll go ahead and close public comment. Brings us to the consent agenda. I'll entertain a motion on the consent agenda.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Okay, I have a motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support? Support. Support by Mr. Sage. Any discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, passes. Action item number 1, approval of the Anderson Stadium LED lighting installation. Mr. Kent and Mr. Hardy here.
Good evening. Garrett Kent with Plant Moran Rail Point, here to present the award recommendation for the Anderson Stadium Lighting and Electrical RFP. This was a mutual effort between Plant Moran Rail Point and the administration. The Anderson Stadium Lighting and Electrical project will include the replacement of all the lighting and controls of the stadium, as well as the security lights on the backside of the press box facing the softball and baseball fields. and will commence following the 2025 football season, and we'll make sure that it's completed prior to the spring season to not disrupt any sports. On September 2nd, an RFP was formally issued and made available to contractors, and on September 16th, we received sealed bid proposals from 5 different contractors to perform the work. The following days, we spent reviewing the proposals and holding post-bid interviews, and after reviewing and evaluating the proposals, we were recommending MHM Construction to provide the contractor services for the Anderson Stadium lighting and electrical renovations. Pending final review by the district's legal counsel, the total recommendation for this engagement is $275,000. This includes a contract award to MHM Construction for $235,000, as well as a project contingency amount of $40,000. The proposed contractor did provide an alternate option for an additional $17,400 for RGB lighting, which gives you the color effects. This was not included in the award amount of $235,000, but it is an option if the board so chooses. On the following page, you'll see a bid tabulation breakdown of all the proposals that we received. You can see that we did accept an alternate for this proposal, which you can see in the second column under MHM, down in alternate number 3 for $235,000. Alternate number 4 is the one we just discussed for the color effects for the lighting, and as well as all the other proposals from the 4 other contractors. And on the following pages, you'll see the proposal from MHM Construction as well as the references. They've done a lot of fields. Actually, they just did the stadium or the tennis lighting over at Anderson. They've done Woodhaven. They've done some Birmingham schools, some schools in Grosse Pointe. So we do have a very robust experience in sports lighting. Any questions on?
Dr. Pomponi?
So are we replacing what we already have, or are we getting something new?
So the existing poles are to remain, and they're going to remove, they call them the branches of the trees, and take all the halogen lights down. In the proposal, MHM has included Musco lighting for the stadium with all the controls and wiring included. It's got a 25-year warranty on all the fixtures, so anything in 25 years that were to happen is all covered. And again, the poles will remain. We want to do this project in the winter too because the ground will be hard, and there'll be less damage to the surfaces and the grass around the stadium. They proposed all the rental equipment, the crane, and all that. The waste disposal of all the halogen lights. Currently, the lights that are in place, the halogens, I got a cost just to repair those lights, and we're looking at $16,000 just to put new bulbs in currently to make all the lights light up. So we'll recommend MHM for the Musco lighting and the controls for the stadium.
Do we currently have a panel that has all the lighting connections in there?
Currently, right now, we got to turn the breakers on and off. They're going to wire it to the press box, so you can turn the lights on and off from press box from the top. That's all included in the project as well. So we're getting upgraded controls and upgraded lighting.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Another thing we did do is we had each contractor propose a lighting plan to show how it would affect the field as well as the neighbors across the street to make sure that no lights being thrown and disrupted in the community.
So with these LED lights, they're now able to use lasers and point the laser on the field so that the light gets more direct. Halogen just floods the light, where this is more of a direct light with shields on it. So we have a photometric that they've included that'll show more light in the end zones, but it won't encroach the McCann and the neighbor's property because it's going to be all laser pointed when the project's done.
Good. Thank you.
Mr. Sage?
Just 2 questions. Are we doing rebates on this? What's the cost savings for the year by changing to the LED or what we're going with?
Rebates, yes. There is some rebates that were figured into all the contractors' bids for the lighting, and that's why it's a very reasonable cost, I believe. And LED between halogen, the energy, I don't know off the top of my head.
The saving
I don't
would be-
know right now.
Okay. Yeah,
The cost is for the public. There'll be a cost savings for the school.
LED lights are a lot less expensive to turn on and run than a halogen light.
And then the second question was, take the color lighting out of it, you can turn it off. Is there, if you go to a game of Carlton, they can dim them? Is there a feature for that?
In this package, there is not the dimming option. With the RGB, the dimming option is in that package. So it's Yes, so there's no dimming in the white light only. You will have some effects, but the effects will be minimal in this package versus the upgraded one.
Thank you.
Any other questions for staff? All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Discussion back to the table. Entertain a motion on action item number 1.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the Anderson Stadium LED lighting installation, not to exceed $275,000.
Okay, I have a motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support? Support. Support by Mr. Green. Any discussion? How do we feel about the modification that lets it change? I mean, it's a little bit of money.
It's a little bit of money. I mean, it has an effect for sure, but
What's the life of these? What's the like the?
Well, we have 25-year warranty on the fixture, so life of fixture's 25 years.
the question is will we use it, right? Because like with our scoreboard, we're doing a lot more with our scoreboard this year than we did last year.
Mhm.
So if we're going to use it, that's one thing. If it's just going to be there and we're not going to use it, then
So for me, the hard part is answering that question without having it, right? Because we never had it.
Right.
You never had a scoreboard with all kinds of fancy stuff. Was it going to do it? Now that you have it, the more we see we can use it.
Right.
I don't know.
I mean, I like the effects, whether it's worth the dollar amount, I don't know. I mean,
17,000.
does this all have to be done at one time, or can this be installed after the fact?
You mean for the additional RGB? It would have to be during the project because the controls and all of that to the press box, it's different, different controller, probably different electrical for, so instead of 2-wire, it might be 4-wire to run the, the different lights. So there's going to be more wiring because what they're doing is taking the white and then adding the color to it so you get more fixtures because the fixture for the RGB is an extra fixture. They're not taking away from the white lights. They're actually adding more to give it the effect later on. Or at the same time, sorry, not later on. So it's an additional lights, additional controller, and that's including the price, the upgrades.
So is this something extra that we're doing, so what prompted this? Is there something that we're lacking that we needed, or we needed to upgrade, or we needed to fix something?
From the halogen versus the LED,
Yeah.
one, it's going to be cheaper to run. Two, because of the amount of lights that need to be replaced, and that's just if it's bulbs. If it's ballast, it's more. But till you get up on a crane up there, best guess is $16,000 in repairs. The lights have been up there since the 1980s. It is a Musco pole, Musco equipment, so Musco Lighting is going to retrofit their own equipment and put the new lights up there. So it saved the district a little bit there. Well, actually like $100,000. The second lighting manufacturer was $335,000 for pretty much the same project. So
I did ask for Mr. Hardy to present this as the recommendation being the base package, because I really do think if the board wants to consider the upgrade, that's a decision you guys make. Because I think sometimes the perception of excess can happen if we have lights and, we're doing all kinds of new, really extravagant things that we only cost $17,000 in compared to the large package. That's not very much, but the perception of how we're using our money is going to be a very real one. So I do want kind of the board to either decide that's what they want, but we are recommending the base package. So you guys would kind of need to tell us that you're willing to see that little extra added on.
How much is the contingency?
We had $40,000 in contingency.
40,000.
yeah, we could cover the
What if it's, I guess, I just talked to my colleagues here, what if that's covered and we don't go over the contingency if it's in there? How do you guys feel about that?
Yeah, but when would we know that?
Well, they would know it when they're they're going to know it before they're putting stuff up, because that's towards the end. It's the underground stuff you don't know about
Yeah, the biggest cost drivers, I think, out of contingency would be when they test the poles, make sure that they're sound, we don't have to replace any. The current assumption is that we don't have to replace any. And then, to your point, once they check all the wiring in the conduit, which they'll do testing up on the front end of the project, we'll know at that point whether or not we need to actually rerun some wiring.
So in the project, we've included all new hardware, stainless steel, all new arms, all new fixtures, just the pole itself stays currently.
I just hate to shut the door on it if it's it's a bell and a whistle. Do we need a bell and a whistle? Maybe not. But these are lights that we might have up for 40 years.
Right.
You know, and maybe in 10 years or 20 years, this is something, and it's going to cost a lot more than $17,000 to bring back when they, I don't know, I'm just thinking if it's in the contingency, if they can keep it in the budget.
It definitely adds an element, whether it's for football, for band, or for soccer, and that you can utilize, but
Right.
I also get the perception side of it, that we're spending unneeded money, right?
If these are up for 40 years, the last ones were up when, since the 80s? So 45 years?
Yep.
So if I can spend $17,000 for 45, I mean, I don't know, a couple $100 a year?
And we can still do that during that point where you would know that we wouldn't use the contingency, and we can let them,
Yeah, we'd have to tell them in time we wrote the contract. Right, they got to buy it up front, so we'd have to tell them before they bought the fixtures, they could order the RGB and the new controller, and then we want to get the standard controller, if that makes sense. They've upgraded it then.
I think as far as the sequencing of it, we have some time before the end of football season, so we can have them go out and do all the testing ahead of time, to check the poles themselves, make sure they're structurally sound, check the wiring. At that point, they can give us the green light, and we can make the decision, because they still have to submit all their materials and equipment for review before they order it, so.
I appreciate everybody being conservative on the specking of it and giving us the conservative model, but
If we're going to approve it, if we're going to approve this moving forward, even without the contingency, well, then it would make, I don't know.
I guess I'm either for or against it right now. I just wanted to have the discussion and.
No, agreed, yeah, I'm with you.
It's hard to have these discussions sometimes without knowing the
Right.
points, so. I don't know. Anybody feel strongly one way or the other?
so without it another time, what's the price again?
It's going to be more expensive at another time to go up there and add it, the color light,
They didn't-
because,
It's either now, it's either now, one or the other. Yeah, it's either now or you're not going to, but if we made that decision, it would be much more expensive later. They'd have to remobilize with cranes and everything.
we're talking 5 poles is what we're putting lights on, so.
And there would be no additional cost to do the testing ahead of time, if it wasn't a contingency?
That's, the testing and all that's included in the project, so whether they do it now or do it later, it's all included.
So even if we were to approve this, we'd have to approve the contingency anyway.
Well, that's part of the base. The contingency is built into the base.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And if we don't use it, then it's still within the budget, if they feel it's sound or not. Screen. What are your thoughts?
Well, at first it was no, because I'm not the bells and whistles type of fella, but you make a compelling argument that the last time we had these lights was in the 1980s, and if we're going to do it, I'm also of the camp, if we're going to do something, say within our budget, we might as well shoot for the moon, right? Benefits multiple extracurricular activities, like Mr. Sage said, the band, soccer, football, it's not just one. When you put it in the perspective of probably the next 30 years or so, even if we're not saying 40, they're looking at pennies overall when you're talking about building things, not pennies, but when you're talking about building things, to put something like that, it's not like we're going to come back in 5 years with this. So, if it stays within the contingency, I'm all for it. I'm all for the upgrade, I think. I would be okay with that.
I agree with you, Andy. I don't have strong feelings about it. I'm not a bells and whistles person either. If we're going to do it, now's the time to do it.
What do you think, Neil?
It's stayed up for a long time, and it's going to cost 17 grand for replacing the bulbs anyway, so that's kind of a wash. We have it in the contingency.
In a morbid thought, these lights are gonna outlive me.
Flash and make your funeral.
Thanks, appreciate that.
I don't know.
I'm good with it. I'm good with that.
No. Yeah. I tell you what, why don't we see, I mean, we got a motion, and support on the table. We'll go ahead, I think we're all in favor of approving this. And then we'll see where we're at with the contingency. If you guys have problems or issues with, then decision will be made.
Bring it
If
back,
not,
yeah.
then go from there.
Okay.
All right, so
We're just doing the same approval.
we're doing the same approval, we're not modifying it. It was just more, I think the conversation was very productive for administration to hear and for staff.
It does. I mean, it's one thing to have a renovated field house, a renovated stadium that fits the standard level of, care and it looks industry standard.
Right.
For facilities right now. Yes, it's at the top of the line in terms of what it looks like. But I wouldn't say we're over the top in terms of space and how we've used it. But if we suddenly introduce things like flashing lights and those types of things, then there's a little bit of a community adjustment to how we're looking at this, because that's a little more than just your average stadium. We can be very judicious and prudent to not overuse that, be very careful with that. We don't want to give that impression. But I just want all of you to kind of understand it is taking it up a notch. And if there are community reactions, I just want you to be aware of kind of where that conversation sat at some point in time.
So I hear what you're saying, and I can understand that, and would answer, but I guess my counter argument would be if we did do this, again, for 40 years for that type of price point, we have sat up here, I don't think anybody on this board has hidden the fact that we want to make part of our mission, not only educational speaking, in the buildings, and we've done that with the classrooms and all these, and the other things, right, is to improve the anesthetics and the facilities across the district, and this is just another piece of that puzzle. That would be my argument. We're sacrificing education for this, we're making it even more appealing for people to come and to be part of our community, and to stay in our community.
And even a pretty conventional use of it is on a pink out game, you have a pink light, that can be thematically supported. So it doesn't just have to be about flash, it can also be about supporting any event that's happening there, or a powder puff game, or something along those lines. So there are ways to use it that I don't think would necessarily be excessive. I do think we kind of need to be a little bit careful right off the bat, but if you're supportive of that extra spending towards that, I do think that for the dollar amount compared to the base cost, you are going to get this cheaper than you're going to get anything else. So if this conversation can at least be documented as a thoughtful opportunity to consider that step, I think that will help.
Yeah, just thinking about it as we were talking, one of the things that kind of came to me was, this might be something that the band can integrate as part of like choreography or even winter coat. They can really level up some of this stuff. But it would be a small piece of, investment to I think, or just dimming the lights even if it's as simple as we dim the lights before kids run out onto the field and then turn them up and however you can add that little bit for. I mean, $17,000 isn't nothing, but when you figure it out over the life of what we're looking at this, it's,
And I think what's important to note is it's going to benefit more programs than, quite possibly, even though ironically it's on the football field, the football program.
Yeah, that might be
the one thing the least, because you're not having peak lights during a football game. I mean, we just can't, right? You make dim the lights when they come out.
Maybe during
But other than that, maybe during halftime, but for programs and this and that, that's nothing that, the football program's going to use, what's on the football field. It's something that other programs can use. So
we don't know because we've never had it.
right.
Yeah, so just in regards to the community with the road right there, these are still laser beam down, so the community that's right there is not going to
Yes, fair.
Okay. All right, well, door's open, so.
Okay, great, thank you.
All right. All right, I'll go, we already have a motion and support. I'll go ahead and call for the vote. There's no more discussion. Okay. All right, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion passes. Action item number 2, approval of the 2020 bond program commissioning services award recommendation.
This update represents mutual efforts of Plant Moran Real Point, the Southgate Community Schools Administration, and the district's legal counsel to present the framework to identify and evaluate a firm for this project. In December of 2020, IMAG Corporation was approved to be the district's commissioning service agent for the 2020 bond program. In August of 2025, IMAG provided a proposal to perform additional commissioning services to accommodate the added scope that was outside of the original contract. The added scope includes all the mechanical, electrical, plumbing improvements that have taken place during this summer's renovations, including hot water boiler systems, hot water circulation pumps, building automation systems, and energy recovery units. Upon reviewing the proposal from IMAG, the bond team is recommending an additional contract amount of $46,800, including any expenses that may be occurred during the project. The essence of this would be they'd come out and verify the performance, the control systems, the functional testing. They'll, raise the water up to a certain degree to make sure it triggers on the equipment to work right. So if you have 2 boilers and 2 of them go down and the water temperature drops, the third one will kick on. So they evaluate all the equipment to make sure, and then they'll also come back out at the 10-month period to verify all the warranty information and all the equipment still functioning properly. So these schools that are affected by this would be Ford Line, Anderson, and the Fieldhouse, Garrish/Asher, and North Point. On the following pages, you'll see the proposal from IMAG outlining their scope of work.
Questions for staff? Seeing none, bring the discussion back to the table. Entertain a motion on action item number 2.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the 2020 Bond Program Commissioning Services Award. Recommendation as presented.
Motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support? Support. Support by Mr. Green. Any discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Action item number 3, approval of the ride-on painter for grounds.
Yes, currently our grounds team is painting fields with the walk behind painter. In the fall, we're painting 10 practice fields, 2 cross-country fields, and in the spring we paint 3 soccer fields or more, plus 5 lines for baseball and softball at Anderson and at Garrish now. So to effectively reduce labor and reduce labor and product costs, we propose to purchase of a Da Vinci ride-on painter from the Chroma Company. We've had the following 3 quotes for 3 different painters. And here with me is Dan Bonet, grounds lead, to answer any questions on the painters. I'll hit these briefly. The Da Vinci painter, Honda engine, 6-gallon gas tank, it's 65-gallon capacity. It includes shipping in the price. Warranty is 3 years on parts, 1 year on labor. We have the Chroma B100. It's an 8-horsepower engine. There's a difference in the 2 painters, and I'll let Dan talk about that. The shipping is included, and there's a 2-year warranty for the B100 AFM painter. And then we also have the Pioneer Bright Stripe, the BS 7000 airless riding striper, and that has a 3-year warranty for the painter. So, no other questions?
Yeah, can you compare the Da Vinci with the Bright Stripper that's 18,000? Or what's the difference? Are there more bells and whistles?
The B100 and the Bright Stripe, those are belt-driven painters. I've had a lot of issue with belt-driven painters. That Da Vinci is all hydrostatic driven, so you're not dealing with belts. Everything's just, they're coming from the hydraulic tank. It also has a separate flush-out tank on it, so if you're going from building to building painting, it has a 15-gallon water separator, so you can switch over and wash the lines out while you transport the machine over to the other school of paint.
That's important so the paint don't harden, because we're doing 10 fields right this fall.
10 fields of 2 cross-country courses, and we walk them right now, so we're averaging around 20 miles, one person in 2 days to paint everything.
So what's airless mean? Is that airless or no?
Yeah, I looked at all airless.
Okay.
So like the Kroger, it has a higher pressure. Like 2 Krogers at 300 PSI painting, so you're actually using less paint. So you're going to save money on paint a lot and man hours, because you actually paint these fields at like 8-9 miles an hour. So I could paint a football field in 10 minutes.
And what's the life expectancy for this?
I had both these machines at my previous employer. They built us away today. I bought the B100 in 1999, and I bought the Da Vinci in like 5 years before I came here, so like 8 years ago. We actually went out there to the guys that had double the painters and showroom painters, and they're still ready today. So you're looking at 4 years.
Okay.
As long as you maintain them right, they will last.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Sage.
Oh, sorry.
Can one guy operate this, or how many in the crew?
One guy.
Do you have other guys? So there's one guy specifically doing
No,
it?
we'll rotate around.
Okay, so I can want to line up.
I rotate everybody on the machine.
Okay.
And it's a good
When you drop by Davidson, you see if they're striped and all that from the road. It only takes one guy to ride the machine, fill the machine.
So it's nice because once you fill the machine, it's done. You put the paint in and go. You have to stop and move buckets around, and you take the machine in, fill it up, take it with you from school to school, bring it back, flush it all out, and it'll be a fraction of the time.
do it with throwing up labor to do other projects.
And it's going to be a fraction of the time.
Great.
I just have a comment. When you guys were talking about the FC2 Da Vinci, I just thought I was back in a Tool Time episode. The way you were talking about that, so.
Good one.
Yeah, I've used both these products, and I've used them for.
I hear Tim Allen saying,
Oh, yeah.
I love it, so.
Any other questions for staff? Seeing none, I'll bring the discussion back to the table. Entertain a motion on action item number 3.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the ride-on painter for grounds. Is it $25,395?
$25,395.
Not to exceed $25,395.
Okay, motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support? Support by Mr. Sage. Any discussion? Okay, seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Finishes up our action item. I have
Thank you. Thanks.
one more item here. I'll entertain a motion to go into close.
Make a motion to enter into closed session under Section 8(1)(c) of the Open Meetings Act, attorney-client privilege.
Okay, I have a motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support? Support. Support by Mr. Green. Okay, we got to do a roll call vote. Ms. Angel?
Yes.
I vote yes. Mr. Freitas?
Yes.
Mr. Green?
Yes.
Mr. Kupser is not here. Dr. Pomponio?
Yes.
Mr. Sage?
Yes.
Okay. All right, we're going to go ahead and go into closed session. We will not be back for the TV audience when we finish up. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So you want to